let's jump in there. So yeah, top bracket, bottom, best of three. Apocalypse, also known as Ouroboros, playing. There we go, playing the House of Lancaster on the bottom of the left side of the screen. Actually, let me just do this. So yeah, playing. So Rocky River is the map. I believe that is their second game, but I would have to double check. Yeah, playing House of Lancaster. His opponent Dirtus, a well-known player from Warchief Club. And top bracket, Loyal Legends, playing the French. They're both, by the way, French nationalities as well. So, yeah, was fun to see what they're writing in chat. Let's switch that up here. Dirtus 5-3 right now, rallying more onto food. Nothing too crazy here. Apocalypse on the other side, also now moving out onto gold. And yeah, so the question becomes, or that comes next rather, is how many manners are we gonna see and when? Because against French, you kind of need to, yeah, deal with the fact that they're having the Royal Knights in your face pretty quickly. At the same time, we do have a couple of good spots where you could actually put the castle of Lancaster. So if he would put it here, for example, he would kind of cover the gold here and then this gold as well. He probably would put it more like this, and then the gold is covered as well as the stone. And yeah, we just need to pause for just a second here, unfortunately, because there's a question. Is Orald or... I hope this helps. Okay, let's get back to the game. Where was I? But yeah, so probably I would put the castle of Lancaster here, just to secure those two resources, and then you can chop wood, you have the stone, you can build the manors around that, all that. Another option potentially would be the... Oh yeah, okay, there you go. It's pretty much exactly where I would have put it. I probably would have put it more to the right, but that's a preference, doesn't matter. And yeah, immediately moving out to stone, and yeah. So yeah, we will definitely see some early manors for sure, which I don't know if you could skip them. Like, they just feel too good to be skipped. So I would expect 3, and then he'll probably, get a feel for the game and go from there. Dirtus actually, and that was something I noticed earlier, he's pretty heavy on, like, he had 3 on gold before he had 7 or 8 on food, which meant that he would have way too much gold to be able to use that. So basically like a delayed timing here. He does have enough resources to go for a mill, for the mill, and then for the wheelbarrow if he wants that. But the thing is, if you wanted to do that, you probably would have done it already, just because it's so cheap for French. And so I think a little bit of a miss macro. I don't think that really was intentional here. So that's why he will be behind Apocalypse aging up, which, yeah, is not really something that you like to do. Usually you would like to be aging up, like, done with the age up by now already. So that will just delay his timing ever so slightly. That would delay the night, and then we'll probably have 2 to 3 manors out here already before the first night really gets in their face. There we have the mill, so yeah, I would expect the wheelbarrow to come in really soon. And heavy on wood actually, so probably gonna see archers fairly soon. There we have the age up coming in for House of Lancaster. There's the first manor. So yeah, good resource management here by Apocalypse. Just very solid overall on the way to the second manor already. And then going back on gold just to get the upgrades. No military production as of yet. But yeah, that probably will follow soon. There's the second manor. Yes, very clean timing here by Apocalypse. Very nicely done. And again, like he almost has the second manor up before the age up even comes in, just because Dirtus pulled a couple villagers and only aged up with 2. So yeah, kind of a slow age up here at like close to 5 minutes. First knight is in queue immediately. He does have enough resources for that. And he's going for a second stable actually. Still 6 on 8 actually. It's 8 on wood right now. I could imagine that then he's not pulling these ones. Actually, yeah. So they will still be on wood. First knight coming out. Let's see what he's doing there. What he will do with that. By the way, I will also, just because I'm not relevant anymore, I will just do this. And we can just concentrate and focus on the beauty of that game. We don't need to have my face in there. So yeah, again, as I said, 3 manors out even before the first night hits, just because it's a pretty delayed castle, not castle timing, night timing. And then he, interesting. Yeah, so yeah, still getting a kill. Surprisingly enough, there's almost that will be a second. Oh, that was a close call here for that villager. Sacrificing a villager, not the worst. I mean, it's not great, but since he already has the 3 manors up, he can sacrifice a few villagers and be a little bit behind, and he'll still be fine. Dirtus also going for pro scouts, it seems like. Did he already? Yeah, he did get the pro scouts technology already. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, he'll do the classic pro scouting with 1 knight again in queue, so just 1 knight to harass and keep his opponent at bay. But I mean, overall, I would favor House of Lancaster in this position. I mean, the manors, they do provide some nice passive income. He has a very good castle age timing, white tower on the gold here in the front, so that's gonna be very nice. If Dirtus doesn't see it, I would guess that he is expecting that, but will he be able to find something? Okay, I mean, by now he knows, okay, if there's so many villagers in gold, like, clearly he is going fast castle. Finding a villager kill, that should be the only one, there you go. So again, 1 villager kill, but 2 villager kills, and he also lost 2 knights. There's an argument to be made that this is not worth it. Usually, depending on the situation, like yeah, if you can delay your opponent by that, it can feel really nice to get this kill, but at the same time you're losing a knight for that, and yeah, it's a very heavy price that you have to pay, and at the same time your opponent is going for the white tower, and then we'll see knights coming out pretty much immediately. Monastery, very nice, so we're gonna see some relics being picked up. And yeah, immediately moving into the knights, and they're all knights, yeah, they're cool, but if you're having castle age knights, I do not think that you're too worried about 2 feudal age royal knights in your face. Dirtus is pretty far behind as well in terms of age up. So yeah, 2 more knights in queue, so it seems like, at least for now, he's gonna double it down on the feudal age play. I mean, he's still having the pro scouts, so he His food income's really good, and yeah, now moving heavily onto gold, just to get the gold income up. But it's gonna take a while. Like, you know, to be frank, it's gonna take a while, and then this stable is gonna produce a couple knights. We have one on the field, one more in queue, couple of Lancaster boys, the Earl's Guards, as well. So yeah, could look for some aggression here. Ooh, that's gonna be bad. 4 knight running into 5 royal knights. That's not gonna feel great. Can't really turn around either. There's another one. So that first knight, a very good pick off here by Dirtus. Not gonna do too much. I mean, just run. At this point, you need to run and try to, I don't know, flank or like circle around in a very big circle just to potentially be able to make it out alive. But yeah, first knight getting sacrificed. Rough. That was a little bit rough. But first relic being picked up. The second monk is already in queue as well. There you go. So yeah, he's really looking to grab them as soon as he can. Royal Institute coming up on the other side. So Dirtus kind of want to, you know, finish the game quick. He doesn't want to have a long, drawn-out Lancaster game. That can be really annoying to play, just because you're like constantly in the back of your mind. You have all these manors ticking away. It's only 3 for now, but I don't think that Apocalypse will wait for much longer to drop the next ones. I mean, I haven't said that he still has 2 on gold, 2 on stone rather, and he doesn't have condensed land practices researched yet, so he's waiting for now. Also pulled out of gold, so like, never mind. He has them on gold here, which, yeah, White Tower is a little bit safer for him than the Lancaster Castle. Castle Age, speaking of that, coming in for Dirtus, so Royal Institute Bloodlines should be researched fairly soon, and yeah, then you have the Superior Knights yet again. Good micro here with the scout, dropping it in the air and then picking it up again. And Apocalypse for now is just circling around with the knights, trying to find any kind of damage here. There's nobody here on the berries, which is not super surprising. I mean, if you're going pro scouts, you don't need berries for a very long time. There you have it, condensed land practices being researched, as well as the Cantle saddles. And do we have... why do I not have a hotkey for that? We don't have Royal Bloodlines yet. So that is still waiting. But shouldn't wait for too long. And 12 Royal Knights is a good amount for now. That should really help Apocalypse to... or not Apocalypse, rather, but Dirtus to put some pressure on his opponent. Meanwhile, we do have crossbows coming out, Hobolas being added as well. So with the knight crossbow comp, should be able to deal with the knights. Another stable being added. We're kind of waiting for enough wood, I guess, to have some more manors. Knights in trouble here. Dirtus needs to split up his forces. The good thing for him is, as long as he keeps running them back, as long as he doesn't lose them, oh, that's a close call, he can just heal them up again and he'll be fine. Apocalypse can kind of do the same thing with the monks that he has. So he has 2 monks, and once they are done with picking up the relics, which he's picking up his 5th one right now, good fight here in the middle. Hobolas cannot really deal with the Royal Knights, even though they still don't have Royal Bloodlines, but he's just a little bit short on gold for that. But yeah, the crossbow is really good, solid answer, of course, to the knights. And Dirtus for now just massing up more and more knights. He definitely subscribed to moreknights.com 3 stables. Only one of them is producing, so I'm guessing that he built the other ones later. Doesn't make sense otherwise. Apocalypse moving out now. Trying to do some damage here. Knights knows about that and he needs to save that gold. The first gold did run out, so he needed to move out more on the map. And yeah, Pro Scout's still looking for deer. There's still a couple deer that he can gather, but I don't know, if you're only having knights, they're slowly getting healed up, so that's the longer Apocalypse waits, the better it is for Dirtus. But with only knights, if you're having crossbows, so 16 crossbows and a couple knights yourself, well, I mean, okay, question is, does he have the front line? He only has Hopelas and they're not really super tanky. So yeah, we're gonna see. Dirtus moving out, finding a couple of units here, just moving on top. And like the thing is, he should do that. Like he is Royal Bloodlines, researching that. It's coming closer and closer. And once he has that, they're gonna move from 230 to 300 something, I believe. Not 100% sure about, yeah, 310. So really nicely tanky. Didn't really lose a whole lot here, but he also got the crossbow numbers down just a little bit, and also found out basically what his opponent is planning. Reinforcements getting left for dead here, and Hobelas flanking around now, trying to find some damage. They're just a standard version, so they don't have the King's College unique technologies, but they're still pretty solid, still pretty good, and especially when, you know, especially in raiding. Again, still nobody here on the berries. French doesn't really care about berries at all, as long as they're pro scouting, and even after that, he probably has enough wood to, yeah, just build farms. Big engagement here underneath the White Tower. But yeah, as we can see, the numbers are just not there here for Apocalypse. The crossbows are not enough to deal with that, and oof, a good surround here with the villagers. Killing quite a few villagers here, 8 villager kills. We do a good counter rate here by Apocalypse, so killing quite a lot of villagers here as well on the French side. So actually way more. Oh my goodness, that was such an effective raid here from Apocalypse. 16 villager kills compared to the 8 that Dirtus was able to achieve. I mean, granted, Apocalypse also lost like half his army there, so as long as Dirtus keeps up the pressure, he should be fine. But I mean, French with the increased villager production rate and only 2 villages ahead just because of that raid by Apocalypse. Pretty good. Pretty well done here by Apocalypse, just sacrificing the Hobelas here for now. They did what they needed to do. They've done their job, and yeah, only issue I have, I mean, like almost no army left here. Finding some more villager kills here on the bottom side here at the berries. I kind of wish that Apocalypse would have went for the spearmen. You know, I don't see, like, I understand, like, you know, the crossbows, like, of course they're super strong, but they're not a front line. They're doing bonus damage, yeah, but they're kind of squishy. And the spearmen compared to that, especially with the House of Lancaster, they have a nice little tech that when they're attacking you, they remove part of your armor, and so that would be really cool. And make them a lot more vulnerable. We see a lot of low health Royal Knights here actually finding 2 manors that are way outside here and just torching it down. Pretty good find here by Dirtus, and yeah, removing one more mana here, so Apocalypse down to 7 more knights trickling. I don't want to say trickling, like heavily moving on top of the production here, just killing everything. Spearmen would be really, really needed here. Hobolas are no match, and the crossbows are not enough, so Dirtus winning this one. Um, Even though I do like the general idea, and with the relics, that was really, really nicely done by Apocalypse, but yeah, yeah, that was crazy good. So really good raid here for him, but other than that, it was just the army composition. If we're looking at military count, and mind you, this is like elite units. I like elite in the sense like they're very expensive, and on the other side you have hobolars and crossbows, which are not that expensive. So even though Apocalypse had a lot more units, they were just not as good, not as valuable, and that was such a brutal fight in this one as well. So yeah, better eco, but not enough. Um, yeah, not countering the units basically. I think he was kind of expecting archers on the French side, and he was just doubling down on the on the Royal Knights, just continuously doing that. That actually was their first game apparently. So let's see if we can find a second one. They should technically have started it just a minute ago, hopefully. Um, let's see if I can find that. So Dirtus is online right now, okay. So it might take just a second. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Okay, loading in. They have started 2.5 minutes ago, so I might be hit by a slight observer delay. We'll see. Yeah, so we have a 2-minute observer delay. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, I didn't move back here. It's cool. Great, I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick, because I'm getting thirsty again. So yeah, if we're moving back, why is that web? Oh no, there we are. So that webcam is still going. So Persian Warrior and Zimrathan have also started their series. Let's take a look at that. They let's see. Took a while to get it started. Okay, yeah, Zimrathan again playing Japanese against House of Lancaster, Persian Warrior, so no surprise there at all. I wish I would. I kind of would like to cast that game also, just because I want to see how Persian Warrior is dealing with that feudal all-in. But yeah, so for now he's just there. They're gonna to go into the first game. Oh, they did go like 15 minutes ago. What they're playing on? Let's see. Yeah, they're starting with Dry Arabia, and then whatever else after that. So moving into in-game. The observer delay is done. And we're in game number 2. Let's switch the UI here. So Dirtus playing the Malians this time. So he cannot play the French anymore because he just won with that. So he's playing the Malians on the left side, and Apocalypse playing the French this time. And the map is Dry Arabia, if I'm not completely mistaken. And yeah, so there we see what I mentioned earlier with the mill, that you can start with the mill. You have enough wood anyway to do that, and then you basically immediately start with the wheelbarrow because it is a lot cheaper. Usually it's 50 wood and 150 gold, but for French it's a lot cheaper because they just get their stuff cheaper. Their eco-tax, notably. So not like, you know, anything else is regular price, but they do get the eco-tax cheaper. Which, yeah, sure, why not? Why not? So, yeah, a little more healthy split in villagers, so he will not float as much gold as Dirtus did when he aged up, and also by the time he's moving into the age up, he'll already have his wheelbarrow up and running, so 40 more seconds, that's really nice. And it's just like, yeah, it delays your fuel age just a little bit, but it is really nice for your eco to just have a little bit more, yeah, just a nice little eco boost right from, almost from the start, like 2 minutes in. Dirtus on the other hand, doing the standard 6 house open here. Yeah, it doesn't have any more on wood, so for now he will have to, so he pulled them off the, there it is, off the wood here. So yeah, for now needs to just move that back, put it on food, and then he already has enough gold to age up, and he will also, yeah, passively trickle it in. So yeah, 100 gold per minute for now. If we're looking at scouting, Dirtus hasn't even scouted what his opponent is doing. He just went on the left side of the map trying to find as many sheep as possible. I'm guessing he won't go pro scouts, but I do guess that Apocalypse will go pro scouts. He kind of did the same, so he went around his base on this side and he stayed on the bottom, on the southern side, and his I mean, the thing is that if you're not playing Dark Age Aggression, why do you need to scout your opponent? You know that he's going to go on on the pit mines, and you know that he's going to go for the Monster Quarry. Like, there's no question about that. Not in that matchup, at least. And so there's no need to scout that. He will find the gold fairly soon, and by knowing that it's not on the front, it's not on the side, you know it needs to be in the back. It could also be in the left side, but you know that there's probably a wood line here as well, so yeah, he can circle around with his knights, and he knows that it's pretty much here. So, and on the other side, same thing for Malians. If you're not playing Dark Aggression, which I don't know if you would want that as Malians against French, it could probably work, but I don't know if you want to. You don't need to scout your opponent. You know exactly what he's doing. He's going on gold, he's building a school of cavalry. There's no surprise there. So, yeah, for now, Apocalypse has found the pit mine, so he can circle around that. But Royal Knights are kind of expensive, and he will not torch it as fast, so he probably will try to snipe villages instead of torching it down. That would be my guess. And so yeah, kind of is to be seen how Apocalypse is going to play this aggressively. Age up coming through here, Monster Quarry only built with 3, there's a wood with a wheelbarrow as well. So a slightly slower age up, but that is fine, you're not too worried about that as Malians. barracks being built with the Donzo is really important against the knights, obviously. Yeah, so first knight coming out, 5-minute timing. Could probably also be a little bit faster, I think, but 5 minutes totally fine. Moving out now, and again, like, you're probably not gonna catch any villager out here. Malians, one of the cities which are really condensed in the beginning. As long as this woodline is safe, which because of the town center it is, food is underneath the town center, you're not going out on gold, you're not going out on stone, and there's nothing really that the French can easily hit here. Currently not really seeing a whole lot here because there's no scout, so just circling around trying to find the pit mine. But again, there's nobody here, there's not even a mining camp built. Like, he is just fine with passive gold income. Apocalypse trying to find, yeah, find the villagers, finds the Donzo, and yeah, it's already a hardened Donzo, so it's not super squishy. If it would have been a Dark Age Donzo, you maybe could just try to kill it and then, yeah, be fine with that. Really sneaky pit mine here on the side. I really like that. So Apocalypse might have a hard time finding that. There's also no deer here close by, so like, in a sense, Apocalypse will never have a reason to go here. There's just no reason for him to ever go here. So this is a really nice pit mine. He's actually not even building a mining camp around. That's really cool. Just houses. Straight up houses. So yeah, I mean, by chance he might find that, but I could imagine that he will never even see it happening. Like, you would expect it to be here, like that would be the obvious choice. But the issue is, if you're losing, like, if Malians loses this one, they will also lose this one, and then the game is over for them. So it is tricky. At the same time, if you're going for this, at some point your opponent will realize, wait a minute, he's not on a second pit mine, what is he doing? And players on that level, they will then, like, look on the map and circle around, be like, okay, no, he's not on here, well, I saw gold earlier here, maybe he's here as well, so they will check at some point. And so it's just, yeah, I think, like, with players like this, playing like high diamond or low conqueror, it's just a matter of time until they see where until they find the second pit mine. That would be my guess. Neither player, by the way, is going pro scout. So Apocalypse, he opted against pro scouts, trying to find if there's the first villager kill, and Scout is making it out alive. There's a couple of Donzos, but they were not fully in place where they needed to be. Chivalry is already in, and so they're healing up. Scout losing his life. A nice little pickup here. Killing the Scout means that Dirtus needs to build a stable, which, of course, at some point he would do that anyway. Did that? Oof. No, okay, he didn't kill the villager. I was like, okay, that would be brutal. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, just healing it up. So a little bit of eco damage here already. And again, it's just a matter of time until he finds this. And once he finds this, he can just circle around here with the knights. He's building a nice archer mass as well. So 6 archers, 4 in queue already. He has 1 archery range right now. If he keeps that up, he might want to build a second archery range at some point. For now it's fine, but yeah, if you have too many units in queue, you kind of want to have a second production building or a third one, fourth one, and so on. So for now it's fine, but if you're like about 5 units in queue, 5 or maybe even a little bit less, like 3 to 5, you probably need more production buildings. But yeah, he will do that. pretty soon at some point whenever he sees that it's whenever he sees fit, basically. Is my guess. Knights moving into the woodland, finding a villager kill. Ooh, that's a good one. First one, second one going down. Need to go back here with the Donzo. They do need to respect that for now, but 2 villager kills, 1 is half health, so that would only need to be 1 tapped. And again, unfortunately for Dirtus, the Donzos, they were sitting around on the gold when they, you know, in reality would have needed to be in the woodline, which is, it's super tricky, you know, you cannot always see exactly where your opponent is, and like, yeah, with the town center you have a good vision, but you also have to manage your game. You cannot just look at the minimap all the time and figure out where your opponent is striking in, and now you probably expect them to flank from the left side. There you are, trying to find some damage there on that side. But he should know that something fishy is up. There's only 3 knights. And we're 11 minutes in. Is that knight gonna lose his life? That is a dead knight for sure. Yeah, that wasn't really worth it, I'm guessing. Probably wasn't also really on purpose. But yeah, so if you see your opponent, French is on 3 Royal Knights after 11 minutes. He's either fast castling or he's doing exactly this. Archers, a couple rams, more knights in the back, so 10 knights, 15 archers, 8 more in queue. Does he? Okay, here, wait, no, wrong player. Still has 1 archery range. Okay, that's like the one critique I would put here, is that he would need to have another archery range. Just cancel 3 of them, or 2 actually. Ah, yeah, never mind, you need 3. Cancel 3 of them, build a second archery range. That would be my advice here, but Dirtus finding the rams. He knows that shit is about to hit the fan, and Spearmen Donzos are a little bit out of position. Even though they would counter the knights, they have to respect their archers. They cannot move out there. A good spear throw here, but yeah, not enough to one-shot them. Dangerously low amount of Donzos now, 10 Donzos against, again, like 18 archers and 11 knights. The javelin throws will be really cool and really strong against second Townsend. Oh, I'm not a fan. Oh, okay. In the earlier fight, I guess that Apocalypse was sacrificing a knight, but he also killed the cattle. So I guess that's kind of worth it. Because yeah, that's kind of super annoying. You cannot, you know, pull that away. You have to deplete that somehow. So yeah, gather food from it. Really annoying to deal with that. It looks like, oh, never mind. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to find some outward pit mine. Because yeah, I mean, you can just go for the kill here. Try to get the kill, like 2 landmarks right here, and then the game is over. But it could also be that he's trying to find a pit mine here. You did see that the second town center here losing a knight there as well. And needs to... Ooh, there's a lot of villagers here in trouble. But yes, Dirtus really cannot do a whole lot here against... yeah, needs to take care of that knight here. Villagers on the run. Spearman is trying to brace. Monster Quarry is destroyed, so that's a 50% landmark victory. 5 rams on the main town center. It does have a lot of health. Currently doesn't have the banker repair, so repair is gonna still take as long as it usually would. Knights getting killed by the Donzos, so knight count is getting lower and lower. But they're just killing villagers, or like, at least trying. Like, you didn't really get a villager kill here. A couple of low health villagers, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's 5 rams here on the town center, 1,000 health, 8,600 health. There's not enough wood to repair that, and there we have it. Wow. pretty good explosive feudal rush by the French. Um, yeah, and Dirtus didn't have the numbers to contest that. Yeah, if you again, it's French with a lot of royal knights. If he has more army and he has the better army, uh, yeah, that is not looking too good. Again, I'm not a fan of the 2TC. It was kind of needed, of course, because he did lose a villager here and there and just has a slower villager production compared to French. But then he also has the passive income with the cattle and with the pit mines and the monster quarry. So I don't think that this was like if he would have lost like 10, 15 villagers at that point, yeah, sure, go for a second town center, try to salvage it. But I don't know if that really was the place or the play to go for. And Malians is actually kind of weird with the two town center because the town center actually only costs it costs gold now instead of stone, um, which is just super strange. So it's kind of yeah kind of odd. Um, so yeah, costing 400 wood and 400 gold instead of stone. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that, but um, he was just trying to play the eco game and couldn't against French. Very strong game here by. Wait, where's my camera? So come on. Let's do it this way. Come on. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Um. Good. Let's see. So 1-1 for now. Um. Should be in their third game really soon, since I'm behind them anyway, right? Let's see. I don't see it yet, but can already take a look at. Oh, okay, that is a very cool Civ matchup. So let's see. So yeah, Apocalypse. He is going to play the Byzantines, and Dirtus is going to play Holy Roman Empire. So two civilizations they who like to go fast castle. Order of the Holy Roman Empire is also very good in feudal age. Not so like Byzantines is not so good in feudal age. Like they can do it, of course, like especially with the Imperial Hippodrome, but they kind of need to set up a little bit in their with the eco with the cisterns, and they like a lot of what they're doing uh, evolves around the oil, and so if you take that away because you don't have as much oil in the feudal age, um, yeah, it just doesn't feel super great for them. So yeah, that's why if they would go for a feudal all-in kind of against each other, I would definitely favor HOE. Because they don't need to have all that set up, they just have a palette, and then they're good. So that's probably it. They should have started the game a couple minutes ago. Just need to wait a little bit. If we're switching over just for a second to see what the middle bracket is doing. Um, yeah, Zimrathan won the first one, and they should be in the second game already. So we'll hopefully be able to catch their final game um, once that we conclude the top bracket. Let's see. Still don't see the game. What map are they gonna play on? Relic River. Okay. We haven't seen that map today, so because the Swiss phase was only 3 rounds, we actually didn't see Relic River being played in the Swiss phase, and so this is the first time we're gonna see the map today. No game yet. Why I don't see a game here? Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this here on YouTube, but if I do, I'm probably just gonna cut all the downtime, just because, yeah. I need to cut the video anyway, because the first half, or the main part, is me playing, and that's not really, we don't need to have that on YouTube, I guess. And so, if I put the finals on YouTube, I'll just cut all of this here. But, yeah. Since this is all live, we kind of need to deal with it, right? For now, at least. Yeah, Dirtus is still showing as online. I'm guessing it just takes a little bit for the game to show me his game. Or their game, rather. I only see a couple games on as well. It seems like not a whole lot of people are playing right now. Oh well, that is too bad. So Zimrathan, oh, they're playing. They are playing right now. Okay, question is, how long do I wait for them? That is the question. I'm also starving, so I don't want to drag this out too long. Oh, come on. Hmm. Okay, I don't see the game. Whatever. Then let's move into the other one. Because we do have another bracket. So I'm just gonna jump into their game, which is their second game. Let's switch that. So, yeah, as we see, Relic River is the map as well for them. So we would have seen Relic River either way. So let's switch to UI, which is always wrong for whatever reason. It seems like since this last patch or whatever. But yeah, so Persian warrior playing the Ayyubids in blue on the right side, moving out immediately on the deer. Quite curious. Usually you go on the berries with yeah, Ayyubids and some other civs, but deer is also really good. So I don't hate that decision. It's also really close to gold, so it's kind of like this is where you have to, yeah, to solidify your position. Zimrathan on the other side playing Juicy's Legacy, which is one of his favorite civs, or at least one of his main, like mostly played civs. So he did play Japanese the game before. He did win that, so he cannot play it anymore. And so yeah, that's why he, needed to go back to something else, playing the Juicy's Legacy instead. Looks a little bit like he's going to Pro Scouts. At least that's the typical Juicy's Legacy opener for now. Persian Warrior doing a good job here with connecting all the buildings here. So for the Golden Age, that's gonna be really valuable. So he has already 4 buildings. So all of the buildings are connected to the House of Wisdom. So really good job there. Yeah, we're just playing a little SimCity here. He's also finding the base here from Zimrathan, so if we're just taking a quick look at scouting, moved to the south side and then over to his opponent. Didn't really find a whole lot of sheep, because the issue is a lot of sheep usually are... Now I can find that. Yeah, usually a lot of sheep are like in the middle around that. He's not really finding anything. I do wonder... Okay, I know why he didn't. So yeah, Zimrathan doing exactly what you need to do on this map. He moved around here to the base and then circled around to the top and caught a lot of sheep. So he found 12 sheep, and his opponent, who was just running basically around where Zimrathan had already been, not finding any sheep. So a little bit unlucky here for him. But it's not only luck, it's also a matter of scouting pattern, and Zimrathan probably knows the map a little bit better and just had the better scouting. That's just how it is. Culturing logistics coming up, so we're gonna see village dervishes, 2 of them, and 2 villagers also building the meditation gardens. They're building the buildings a little bit faster, and so 2 villagers is totally fine. You can technically even do it with just 1 and it'd still be a reasonable time. The spot here in general doesn't have wood or stone, but it does have food and gold, so that is really nice, especially for later on for military production. If we're thinking about Lancers, for example, in the Castle Age, if he's going Pro Scouts into Fast Castle, into Lancers, this is perfect for him. Alternatively, he could also have put it here, and then he would have stone and wood, which would be good if he's going for defenses against, like, defensive buildings, for example towers and arrow slits and things like that. Then that would be really nice. So it's just a matter of what do you prioritize. But overall, pretty good spot. He could... I think he could have even got 2 of the berry patches here. Maybe. If you put it here, like in the middle, as long as you cover a little bit of the gold, you cover this, and then maybe a little bit of this. But overall, pretty nice. A solid meditation gardens. And in the meantime, logistics is still working on, or yeah, the House of Wisdom is working on that, whatever. A little bit of idle time here for the villagers, since the straggler tree here depleted earlier on. 8 villagers on wood right now, so a little bit more on wood than you would otherwise need, which indicates a little bit that we're not gonna see a super fast Castle Age play here by Ayyubids, but rather just a little bit of aggression and try to defend against potential Pro Scouts. There it is. So it's not only potential. So we're gonna see Horsemen or Desert Raiders against the Pro Scouts. Meanwhile, Scout really having a tough luck. Even Zimrathan could even take that sheep here. Ooh, slap. Villagers not reacting. If he would have garrisoned them, that scout would actually have lost his life. There's the first horseman coming out, or two rather, actually. So yeah, maybe. Yeah, is trying to keep the Desert Raiders at bay for now with the horsemen, now adding more scouts as the pro scouts approaches. There it is. So pro scouts are now professionals. Interesting walling here in the back of the base. I'm not sure if that's really needed. I mean, the main action is here on food and gold, and then like these berry patches, they're really valuable as well. But yeah, for now, the dervishes, they're providing the camel unease, so the horsemen are weaker, and then you can just heal up your horsemen. So if you play horsemen against horsemen, that will be really nice. There's a Desert Raider in queue as well. And Zimrathan is up to 6 scouts, so a solid number here, and it's just carrying them back to his base one by one. This ward is a lot more, does make a lot more sense than the one at the back. I'm not sure if you really need that. You could also put it behind, like in between the wood lines. You save a little bit of wood. Scout will lose his life. Horsemen are a little faster, but they're not trying to. Is that really sneaking away? Oh my goodness. That scout has an interesting story to tell. That scout not so much. Yeah, that is gonna be it. Zuganu a little bit out of place here actually. Need to run back again. And as long as you don't have the numbers, ooh, that is a very good find here by Persian warrior. Killing 3 Zuganu as well as one of the scouts. So a good denial here for the pro scouts. And yeah, again, like if you don't have the numbers, the dervish, I mean that's what I'm saying, that it's going super low. It was trapped inside here, but yeah, just leave it there. It's gonna heal itself up again. That's fine. But yeah, if you have the numbers there, and only 3 horsemen, we're talking about low numbers, but just very, very nice. Overall, solid micro here. Dervish is gonna lose his life, as I'm saying that. Might actually get away if the horseman needs to turn around and save that, yeah. There you go. Now just retreat back and then you should be fine. Desert Raider potentially losing his life, but you don't need that one anyway right now. That's something that maybe not losing his life. Crazy back and forth. The dervish is super low health. There you go. Dervish losing his life. There's one, only one left. And meanwhile, yeah, completely walling it up here, and reaching the first golden age. Numbers really in favor for Persian warriors. 7 horsemen, 2 more in queue against 4 and 11 Shuganu. The Shuganu are really good at, you know, just burst damage and potentially like killing the scout or killing the dervish, but they don't do any bonus damage and they receive more damage from the horsemen. A lot of super low health. Where's the dervish when you need him? Just, yeah, as long as you don't lose them, that's really, really great. Where's that villager going? Is he really going uphill? That is so cool. Whee! Yeah, sneaky villager here, but I mean, there was no wall, no gate here rather, so that was not really on purpose. Dervish, a little bit careless here. Ah, that is not what you wanted. Losing both dervishes, and that means that this is basically useless because they're so low health that Zimrathan actually in a very good position now to keep up the pressure. And if I take a look, he doesn't have a blacksmith, so we will not see an immediate ram push, and so this is for now just there to protect his pro scouts. He's down to 3 scouts, but I mean, you could still for sure make it work. And yeah, and Persian Warrior is really struggling a little bit here just because he lost the dervishes. Floating a lot of gold. He pulled all of gold, but yeah, has almost enough to go imp actually. At this point, is getting food now, so he's kind of close to Castle Age. Yeah, needs to retreat here from the berries, and still has these ones, but yeah, could be in trouble. I mean, he will reach Castle Age, and then he basically runs out of food. Getting reinforcements, so he will get 3 dervishes for the rest of the game, and that will help his struggle right now with the food situation with the military. And the dervishes will, no, the desert raiders will also provide the debuff against the horsemen. But other than that, it also takes a while. I mean, it's like, you know, every 2 minutes you get 3 dervishes, desert raiders still, and so it takes a while. And if your opponent is not letting you have that time, then it could be rough, to say the least. And Zimrathan just now, you know, burning down the house here, as well as the tower, the mill, the mining camp, and if he kills all of that, Persian Warrior is actually down to 10 structures in the Golden Age, so he might actually lose the Golden Age at some point, which is kind of rough. Like, you really want to have the Golden Age. Horsemen trying to defend the production here. Zimrathan moving around that, and that is another thing. Like, if you're losing like the 2 stables, archery range, there's nothing else that you have. He does have a little bit of wood here, so he could produce somewhere else. Spearman now in the wood line, trying to find some damage onto the horsemen. And stable is getting dangerously low. That will be burned fairly soon. Spearmen are just getting sacrificed here, but you're also getting a stable down, so that is really nice. And military wing is still not coming in. It still takes a couple more seconds, and just as the age up hits, there's the GG call, and Zimrathan winning this game as well. I really need to check his stats, by the way. I think he won every single game today. I know that he won every single game against me, that's for sure. But very solid play. He's really good at feudal age aggression. So that was, yeah, just overall very solid games. And close game here as well, but just with the military, yeah, just steamrolling Persian warrior completely here. And again, like, just the castle just came in basically, and I know it's tempting to go castle age, and in some certain civs and matchups it can work, but I don't think that Ayyubids has what it needs to work, like, to make it work. You have the Camel Lancer, so maybe like you could go into Camel Lancers, but they're really expensive too, so you need to have the resources for that. But if you don't have that, maybe you need to battle it out in Feudal Age. Especially if you still have the dervishes. If you don't lose them, it's super valuable. But yeah, not this time. Zimmerson playing it really well again, and just overall, yeah, solid plays here. And winning the middle bracket with that. So GG to both, and congratulations to Zimrathan. And with that, let's see. Oh, we did just miss the final match here. So Ouroboros or Apocalypse in game, winning the third game as well. So top bracket winner for today is Ouroboros with a 2-1 over Dirtus. Middle bracket as well. They just need to finish their tasks, but Zimrathan winning a best of 3 with 2-0. And so yeah, once they finish their tasks, they're done with that. Let's take a look at standing. I do want to see that. So, oh no, that was from the finals. I want to see standings for. No, he did actually lose a game. Who did he lose against? I need to see that. Um, let's see. So it must have been in the first one. No, he won against Persian Warrior in the first one as well. And then he did win. Yeah, he did win against me in the second one. He did. Okay, he did lose against Steve's games. That's why. Okay. Okay. Well. But yeah, a very solid win rate today. Playing 6 games, winning 5. You know, not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in, for joining us here. Thanks to all the players as well. We're hosting these tournaments every single week, and you can join them for free, and you can also win coaching. We do a raffle each week with coaching, and actually we'll do that off screen now as well. But yeah, so overall, really cool experience. So if you're interested to that in improving and getting a little bit into getting your feet wet a little bit in tournament plays, then yeah, this is really the place to be. So join us next week or whenever you have the time for that. And with that, I think, let's see, do we have anyone? I'll just, yeah, don't worry, I'll just finish the task. That's fine. Good, yeah. I'll send you over to Magnavoss. He's also playing right now, Conqueror 3 player, so should be fine. And yeah, thanks again, and I hope to see you next week.